Hi, I'm Tim Marshall from the R&B Showcase radio show. Give you the best in classic to contemporary R&B, Motown, pop, soul, jazz, and blues. Taking you over, under, and through the decades from the heart and soul of Philadelphia. We're on our way up to the broadcast studios to welcome our special guest, and he is from the home state of Eddie Kendricks and Paul Williams of the Temptations and soul singer David C. I'm talking about independent musician, singer, songwriter, and recording artist Van Williams Jr., who'll be coming at you live from Mobile, Alabama. We'll be featuring some new tracks from him, some independent songs, plus we'll be talking about his exciting career. You talk about great singers, well, there must be something in the water in Alabama, because we got another one coming at you.
Oh, what's going on? Right on, right
on. That's independent musician, singer, songwriter, recording artist Van Williams Jr., our special guest on today's edition of R&B Showcase radio show. You could check us out on 106.5 FM in Philadelphia at rhythmandbluesshowcase.com or phillycam.org/listen. R&B Showcase radio show is coming up next.
Hi, this is Dr. Otis Williams of the Temptations, and you're listening to the R&B Showcase with Tim Marshall.
Social media, then how would you feel? How would you feel about yourself? You want to make sure that your love is real, because when no one else shows you any love, you need to make sure that you always show yourself some love. So don't let that media get you down. You need to keep that smile and don't make that frown now. Don't worry about what people say. Just by the side. Get you who you wanna be. Just by the side. May I always wanna judge you. Just by the side. Beautiful on the inside out. You need to understand your self-worth.
Solid Gold sounds of Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. They just have that sound to their music, and they're kind of bringing back those old school flavors. You know, they got the Soul Train vibe working and everything, and that, of course, is Leave the Door Open. That's from their album Silk Sonic, their debut album, and what a great album that is. Some nice, solid tunes on there, and they're bringing back that real soulful sound and really trying to, you know, which makes us very happy here on the R&B Showcase, keep that sound alive, and that's really what we're doing here. And we've got a great guest that's coming up right now. And speaking of real singers and songwriters, we always talk about there might be something in the water in Mobile, Alabama. This young man is really bringing it with his music and his soulful sound. He's our special guest tonight. He is a musician, a composer, a singer, recording artist, and song stylist from his gospel roots in Mobile, Alabama. We are going to welcome to the R&B Showcase radio show multi-talented recording artist Van Williams Jr. What's happening, Van? Hello.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
You sounding good, man. It's like you're right in the next room over. Nice and clear. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
So I guess this Sunday you must have been in church today, huh?
I would. Yeah.
Now you singing in the part of the church choir? You sing in the church? Or what do you do in church? I know you got to do some singing.
Yeah, I sing and I play guitar, and
okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's cool. Very good. Very good. Now, is this the church that your father preaches at?
No. This is a church that I, with a few friends that I part of. But yeah, grew up with my father, one of my father and mother, and but yeah, that's all I do, man. I just sing and play.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your singing and your playing, and how did you get started in music? I guess your roots are basically in the church. Is that how you got started, Van?
Yeah, big time. Been in church my whole life. To my knowledge, I first sung my first solo when I was either 3 or 4 years old, and it was His Eyes on the Sparrow. And I've been singing ever since. and I started playing different instruments, mainly the guitar. Once I got to middle school, and one of my older brothers, Jeremiah, he taught me how to do that, and got into producing and learned how to arrange music. And my oldest brother, Alex, he introduced me to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I got two sisters too. So I got my older sister, Lakeisha. She was always into poetry and different things like that. So that I was a sponge with that. But that kind of helped me with songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that knows me know how much I love the Temptations. So I give all credit to my sister Brittany.
Okay.
Because when I think it was around 99 or 2000, she brought the VHS over there, and I've been hooked ever since.
Mm-hmm. Now, so I guess Temptations are among your many influences. Tell us about some of the people that inspired you to sing, some of the artists that inspired you to sing and helped craft your sound.
Well, I would have to first say, as a kid, my father, because he was one of the first people I heard sing.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of him, I had uncles too, and Sam Cooke, Temptations, of course, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Al Green.
When you talk about the Temptations, any particular member of the Temptations, or just all the Temptations?
All of them, every last one.
I should point that out because I was listening to some of your music, listening to your sound. We talked about the Temptations. You were singing a song by the Temptations, I think, "Two Sides to Love" on one of the YouTube channel. I said, "Wow, it sounds really great." But not only you sound like you have the Eddie Kendrick sound, but you sound a lot like Glenn Leonard too. I mean, you got them all covered, A to Z there.
I studied them a lot growing up, and I still do study them. So yeah, I guess it's just kind of natural. I guess you could say that.
Mm-hmm. Silent Night. Also, heard you do a rendition of Silent Night in the style of the Temptations?
Yeah, that's one Glenn Leonard was singing a lead on, and that's what I call the Black national anthem for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. And that's the truth, because they actually recorded the song twice, but the Glenn Leonard version with Dennis and Glenn and Richard and Otis and Melvin, that's the one that most people recognize as the Silent Night when they hear Silent Night with the Temptations. But you do a very nice job with the song, man, and you can really hear the influence of the Temptations in your sound. And you have quite a remarkable range. Why talk about this range, man? I mean, you're going from tenor to baritone and high tenor, first tenor, second tenor, baritone. Let's talk about that.
Well, they just come with time. Growing up, I'm the youngest of five. So growing up, after get out of school, like I said, I brought up Temptations movie. Me and my brothers, we would run the whole movie from front to end, top to bottom, and we knew every word, every line, rehearsed it, and I was always edited because I was the youngest, so my voice was the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kind of at that point kind of naturally stuck. But of course, as I got older, my voice changed, deepened up a little bit, and so I've learned to kind of master both ends of it, the baritone, the tenor, and the high tenor, and that's really kind of how that all works together for me.
All right, we're gonna get into some of your music right now. I want to get into a track that you have. It's called "You Are Enough," and then we're gonna come back and talk about this song from Van Williams Jr., our special guest here on the R&B Showcase.
You can't let people determine who you are. You were created by the same hands that created the earth, moon, and stars. Everything he created, he said it was good. And whether you know it or not, that means you are too. So the next time you feel the word play, just remember that you are enough. You're good enough.
Tim Marshall on the R&B Showcase. Had a chance to hear some of the musicianship of our special guest from Mobile, Alabama, independent recording artist, musician, and singer Van Williams Jr. And we definitely appreciate you being a part of the show here, Van, and love that track, You Are Enough. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the track? And you're playing on all the instruments on the track, Van?
Yes. Yeah, pretty much all of them. And that's mainly the guitar you hear towards the end.
Is that a piano in there too, we hear?
Yeah, with the piano too. And
you're doing piano and guitar?
Yeah.
All right.
I made the track. So yeah, I made the track.
Okay. All right. Now, very good. Excellent. Fantastic. So what instruments do you play? Just piano and guitar?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I would say drum, but I'm not a drummer. I'm what you call a pocket drummer.
That's
like,
that's
a straight beat. But my oldest brother, Alex, he's the drummer. So I gotta let him have that.
Well, listen, just to be able to play one instrument, let alone two, is definitely an accomplishment, man. So I congratulate you on being such a talented artist there. And how long you been playing guitar now?
Since I was 12. I'm 29 now.
Okay.
Since I was 12. So you hear me keep mentioning my family's names because that's how influential they were in art to my life and who I am now.
Okay.
So my brother Jeremiah, he started playing. I wanted to be like him, so I, followed behind his footsteps, and he, put me on the game with it, and I've been playing ever since.
Well, that's a great thing, man. That's really fantastic. And you also done some television performances and got some things. And we talked about some of the videos on YouTube. You also did some television shows, the Pepsi Sound Stage, and we saw you on the Fox Studios. Tell us about those experiences, man.
Yeah, that was our local news station, Fox 10. They have a segment called Studio 10, and it's sponsored by Pepsi.
Okay.
That's what it's called, Pepsi Sound Stage. But that was a few times I've been on there promoting previous songs and things like that. And I'm planning on going back, and I'm in the midst of working on that too, going back on that to continue to promote, upcoming music that I have coming up.
Soulful Experiences, is this your current project right now?
No, that was last year. I put that out last year. You Are Enough is the newest one.
Okay.
It would be on the newest album I'll be putting out. It'll be next year before I put it out, but that's the first single that I put out for it.
Now, Love Yourself, is that on the previous album, though?
That's on the previous album, yes, sir.
Now, what kind of album is that mainly? Is that just a mixture of things, or is that gospel? What type of music is on that?
That album, I would say is more so gospel. But this particular one that I'm working on now, I really don't know what box to put it in because so many different sounds and flavors mixed in one. But it's not really gospel when you start talking about Jesus, but it's not really a love album either. I call it a motivational album. That's if I can call it that. That's what I would call it.
Do you have a favorite style of music that you like to do? Because you kind of do a variety of different styles. Any one in particular that you like to do? I mean, you got R&B, you got gospel.
Yeah, I love music, yeah.
Okay, that's all right. Now, you got dance. Now, in fact, Love Yourself sound like a dance track to me, almost.
Yeah. See, I literally love music from like 50s up to now. And, I'm a young man with an old soul, so I like all kinds of, stuff. But country, hip-hop, R&B, classic R&B. Sometimes I listen to a little opera or classical or, gospel, of course. But I just like all kinds of type of music.
Well, that's really a good thing because we're talking about, our keeping that sound alive. We don't hear too many artists out there doing that with that classic sound. You almost have that classic sound like you hear Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak doing it. But we need more than just Silk Sonic out there. So I'm kind of glad you're out there on the scene and a few others are trying to help keep that sound out there for us, keep that sound alive, the quality in the music. And I compliment you on that.
Right. And I was glad when Anderson .Paak, and I was already fans of them both separately, and Bruno Mars. But when they came together and put this album together, Silk Sonic, and I found out that it was Bootsy Collins who gave him that name and kind of helped produce this album too, I already knew. I said, yeah, this is good for music because it kind of brings back that energy and that vibe that it's kind of a little lost. It's still there, but by them being more so up in the forefront with their careers, kind of the younger generation that's my age and younger, don't really know about that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad that they came out with that popularity and put out that album, because it's an amazing album to me. I love it. One of my favorites.
Absolutely, no question about it. And like I was talking about your sound and you know, your voice. And so I'm going to talk about some more about the covers that you did. Most notably, you did a very inspirational rendition of Sam Cooke's "A Change Is Gonna Come." Now, how did that come about, your version of that? It's not exactly like Sam. You got your own little style. Talk about it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Like I said, Sam Cooke is definitely one of my top 3 all-time favorite artists. But that particular version that's on my YouTube, I mixed Sam's version with Aretha Franklin's version with a little touch of myself, and just mixed it all together. And so that's really where that came from.
And you also sound a little bit like Gerald Austin, the Manhattans. Are you familiar with the Manhattans material?
Yeah, big time. That's my dad's favorite group.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Manhattans.
Let's
just kiss and say goodbye. Yeah.
All right. Look out. Look out now. You know. One of them groups may be calling you up there, brother.
Hey, man.
You never know. Anything is possible. Speaking of which, I know on one of your videos you got a chance to meet Dr. Otis Williams of the Temptations. What was that like, man?
Man, it's still a dream, truthfully. And that's been a year ago since I met him. I was at work one day, and I just happened to look, because I'm always looking at something with Temptation. I just happened to see me, because they always come to Biloxi, Mississippi, which is not far from where I'm at now. And so throughout my childhood, my parents always took me periodically to go see them when they would come to Biloxi. So this one particular time, I said, let me just go see when the next time they're coming. And it was literally the next day, a Friday night. And so I went by myself, and I went, and I already knew the musicians would be kind of behind, breaking down the instruments and stuff. So I said, let me just sit back and ask one of the musicians, which is their drummer, Theron Derrick. Talked to him. I asked him, meet him in the lobby. I said, man, it's been a dream of mine to do this. I said, I don't know what the answer would be, but I'm going to ask anyway. I just would love to sing for Otis and the rest of the guys. And he just basically said, are you sure? Be down there in about an hour, and I'll let everybody know. And my knees immediately got weak, because I thought he was just going to say no. So once I got on there, it was really blurry. It was like, I can't even describe it really, but if you see the video, if you see me pause right before I sing, it's because I can't get the words out of my mouth. I was nervous, of course, but it was definitely a dream come true.
Well, you sang "I Could Never Love Another After Loving You." I mean, what made you choose that particular song? I mean, most people say "My Girl" or something. But you chose some of those great album tracks. I mean,
right.
Digging a little deeper.
Yeah, well, I'm such a Temptation historian, a fan. I always like to sing or listen to, and not just them, but anybody, listen to the songs that are not their hits.
Right.
And so that's what I always do with any artist. But that particular one, the way David Ruffin sung it, it's always been one of my favorites. But I don't know why I sung that particular one at that time, because I was going to sing Paul Williams for once in my life.
Okay.
I started to sing that, but I Can Never Love You just came out, so that's really kind of how that happened.
Well, I encourage folks, if they get a chance, to check out your YouTube page, because, I mean, you talked about singing Paul Williams. That's a solid baritone with For Once in My Life. And then you could do the Eddie Kendricks just as well, man, just equally as well, which is really amazing with the voice, the range.
I appreciate it. I give all credit to God on that for blessing me with the gift.
Well, talking about the Temptations, I know because we're going to be giving our concert calendar shortly here on the R&B Showcase, but they're going to be Temptations and the Four Tops are actually coming to your area, Mobile Civic Center. Is that near you in Alabama?
Yes, Mobile, Alabama. Yeah,
they're coming.
It's January the 19th, I believe.
You got it, brother. You can give your concert calendar here. I'm looking at it right now.
Hey, I'm on it. But see, the funny thing is, everybody that knows me knows how much I love Temptation. So seeing anytime the movie is on, anytime they hear on the radio or something along the line, they come to the city or nearby, everybody calls me or texts me. Temptation's coming. Temptation's on TV. Everybody just automatically do that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that's a great thing. Yeah, they're coming to this area too. They got about 3 or 4 dates in our area, in the Philadelphia and South Jersey area. So I'm going to get a chance to check the brothers out and check out the show. And did you get a chance to see the Ain't Too Proud on Broadway?
Not yet. I want to. I've seen clips on YouTube and Facebook about it, but I haven't seen it in person yet. I heard it's good.
We must applaud Jawan Jackson, who's actually now a member of the Temptations.
Yes. Yep, and he's an amazing bass singer too.
Yeah, definitely.
Young guy.
Great voice, yes. Great voice. All right, we're going to continue with some of your music now. We talked about You Are Enough. That is from a new album that you're presently working on. What studio are you working out of now, Van?
My own.
Okay.
My own, yeah. I self-produce. Right now I'm actually set up in my brother's apartment, so I produce and make everything there.
Okay. All right, but you got a nice sound to your material. And now you do all the writing of your material, of your songs?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to go into another one of your productions, the song Love Yourself. And tell us the inspiration behind this song.
Well, between that one and You Are Enough, they're both kind of the same. We live in a world of social media, of course, so it's a lot of times I get on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and I would see certain posts people make about how they feeling or about how they feel about themselves, or somebody losing their lives or taking their life based off not feeling like they're loved enough, or it's just one of those things where, okay, I said, well, somebody to make some songs about. We have songs about everything else out there. Somebody need to make a song about telling folks, hey, it's okay, it's cool to love yourself. If nobody else loves you, love yourself. Or in the mirror, when you get up in the morning or anytime, just look at yourself and say, you are good enough, regardless of what people tell you, regardless of what has happened in your life, you are good enough for anything you're trying to do, in any place you're trying to go. So you have to love yourself first and always remember that you are good enough to go to where you're trying to go.
Well, that's a great message, Van. We're going to take a listen to the track right now. Now, this is on Soulful Experience. Is that where this track is from? Love Yourself?
Yes.
Let's take a listen to it. Love Yourself from Van Williams Jr., our special guest, phoning in from Mobile, Alabama on the R&B Showcase.
You see all the likes and comments other people may get, and let that determine whether their opinions are important. If there was no social media, then how would you feel? How would you feel about yourself? You need to make sure that your love is real, because when no one else shows you any love, you need to make sure that you always show yourself some love. So don't let that media get you down. You need to keep that smile and throw away that frown. What people say, just love yourself. Be true to who you wanna be, just love yourself. They are always gonna judge you, just love yourself. You're beautiful on the inside out. You need to understand your self-worth and start putting yourself first. The man above made you fearfully and wonderfully, awesome, outstanding, and beautifully. So what if someone says you're lame? It's best to be different than be the exact same, which seems like that's how the world is now anyway. But you need to make up in your mind today. Don't worry about what people say. Just love yourself. Be true to who you wanna be. Just love yourself. They are always gonna judge you. Just love yourself. You're beautiful on the inside out. When you look in the mirror, encourage yourself to be nothing but the best. Do what you wanna do, and at the end love yourself. You're beautiful on the inside out. Don't you worry about what people say. Just love yourself. Be true to who you wanna be, baby. Just love yourself. Yes, and they're always gonna judge you. Just love yourself. You're beautiful on the inside out. Wow.
Listen, don't worry about what people say about you now. They're gonna always talk to you till the day you die. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep living how you live. Keep following those dreams. Don't give up on them. You're gonna always have haters. But hey, let your haters be your motivators at the same time. Be who God made you to be. And at the end of the day, remember these words. Make sure that you always love yourself.
Let your haters be your motivators. Just love yourself. Van Williams Jr. out of the album Soulful Experience on the R&B Showcase with Tim Marshall, taking you over, under, and through the decades with the best in classic, contemporary R&B, Motown, pop, soul, jazz, and blues. We're here each and every Sunday night from 6 to 8 playing all of your favorites. You can best believe we'll be playing some more things from Van Williams Jr. in the weeks to come. And he is our special guest here tonight, and he is phoning in from Mobile, Alabama. And Van is a accomplished singer, musician, composer, and recording artist and song stylist, and the roots and gospel of Mobile, Alabama. And he's doing R&B and soul and all kinds of tracks here on his current album, Soulful Experience. He's got a brand new album also coming out. And Van, it's been an honor to have you here on the show here, man.
Oh, yes, sir, man. And once again, like I said, I appreciate it more than you know.
We appreciate you. We want to wish you much continued success with your music career, getting out there and getting your songs out there. And please know that you have a home here on the R&B Showcase. You're also invited. You're going to be on our TV show in December. So we'll be letting folks know about that, where you can actually see Van do some performances of one of his tracks on the R&B Showcase television show. Now, the television show airs on Thursday nights in the Philadelphia area on Comcast and Verizon TV. And that's Thursday nights at 10 o'clock, each and every Thursday night at 10 o'clock. And next month, we'll have Van Williams Jr. on the television show. All right. And Van, again, anybody want to say hello to or send a shout-out to?
Yeah, so I have a long list of people, but I'm just going to keep it short. But I definitely want to give a shout-out to my mother, Queen, for being the strong support in the rock that she has always been and encouraging my whole life. Of always motivating me to keep going, to keep God first, and to always look towards Him. And my father as well for being an inspiration and the same thing. And my brothers and my sisters. And, you know, like I said before, I was always a sponge. So those are my true inspirations, my brothers and my sisters. And I have aunts and cousins, of course, and uncles, and God knows there are a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But I have a solid core of people that really, to this day, that I still look up to, and that still inspires me. But I just want to, what the old saying is, I want to be blessed so I can be a blessing to others as well. So that's my whole motto there.
That's a great thing, man. We want you to keep on keeping on. Anybody, also, if anybody wants to get in touch with you as far as reaching out to get hold of some of your music, how can they get in touch with Van Williams Jr.?
Well, I am that Love Yourself song is on the Soulful Experience album, which that is on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, pretty much any platform. You can reach me at, I'm currently working on a website. That'll be up soon, but you can stay in contact with me through my Facebook, which is Van Williams Jr., my Instagram, which is Van_Williams93. And you can also follow me on my YouTube, which is Van Williams Jr. as well. And my email, vanwilliamsjr@gmail.com.
All right. Sounds like a great thing, man. I appreciate you being part of the show. I wish you much success and let you know we will continue to keep your music playing here in Philadelphia. Van Williams Jr. from Mobile, Alabama. You were born in Mobile, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
All right. That's what I thought. All right, now. You got that sound, brother. I appreciate you being part of the show here tonight, and thank you so much for, coming on the show and sharing your new music. And we're going to want you to keep on keeping on.
Yes, sir. And I just want to say I once again appreciate the opportunity you gave me and cherish it with my heart.
Thanks, man. Take care. Much success
You
to
too,
you.
man.
All right. Thanks for checking in.
All right, thank you.